Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all you little maniacs across the world, once again, it is motherfucking time for the Robcast. I'm Zombie. Hold on to your seats, little maniacs, because here we go. There's a method to my madness, motherfuckers. The reason that you got the morning news going on behind us, because we're going to talk some cash shit about it. All right, good morning, little maniacs. My goodness, it is nice to hear from all of you, to talk to you. And as you know, we like to start off your show by saying thank you to the Army, to the Navy, to the Air Force, and to the Marines for doing what you bad motherfuckers do to keep our country free. And while we're thanking people, we also like to thank all the first responders, firefighters, EMTs, and last but definitely not least, the boys in blue back to badge, because whenever all of us average, everyday, normal citizens are running away from danger, that's right, all of these first responders are trained to run straight right into the danger. And for that, here at Robcast, we will always give you all mad respect. Woo! Okay, so there we have it. Rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I figured it would be no better time than now than to update you all you little maniacs, on what's going on in the world today. What have all of you been up to? Let me tell you something. Okay, we all know. How do you like these news people? How do you like the news people? No matter what death, destruction, and mayhem they're talking about, they've got a smile on their face. And you see the tone of how people actually report the news? And how they all the newscasters sound exactly the same. Okay, today we've got a fire that's burning out of control. Back to you, Dave. Yes, we have abortion rates are higher today than they've been, blah, 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 blah. No matter what they're talking about. The problem is they have no personal emotion at all tied up in a story that you're not doing anything other than reading. A story that you're not affiliated with, tied up with. You didn't research it. You didn't look it up. You didn't go out and meet the people and pound the pavement. You're just reading it off of a teleprompter. And I you know what? I grew up with the news being like this. And it's just gotten more diluted and more diluted and more diluted into people being just readers of facts rather than actual reporters, than actual journalists. I'd be interested to sit down with my sister and have a conversation about journalism and how she feels. What is true journalism? It's not someone just reading something off of a card or off of a teleprompter. And another thing is, what is journalism? Is journalism the 30 stories that we see today on the news will be covered on our 3 or 4 stations that are Channel 2, Channel 11, Channel 13. Oh, there'll be NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox. My question is, do you think all of these independent news sources go out and all, let's say there's 300 local news stations from coast to coast. Do you think they all go out and pick the same 13 stories independently? Do you think that every single person across the board have a conversation with one another? That we're going to all do the squirrel, the squirrel that knows how to water ski? That's not how it works. And it's it's gotten more and more cookie cutter, more and more monotone, more and more let's just do it this way. It's faster, easier, quicker. You just sit behind your desk, you read a teleprompter, and bam, you're done. You don't have any responsibility whatsoever for what's actually coming out of your mouth. And when I say that, hey, when you quote unquote report on something, right? You should be responsible for the facts that are coming out of your motherfucking mouth. If not, then you're a puppet. It's one thing to say, hey man, you know what I heard? I heard it's the beach. It's beautiful weather at the beach. Let's go check it out. That's hearsay. That's something that you heard. But for me to sit here and tell you that, hey, 2 + 2 is 5. This is the report. Whenever I'm giving you information that you've never heard before, and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, something's wrong. So that tells me for you not to just believe every fucking thing you hear, that we all need to be a little bit more aware of what the fuck is going on around us. You feel me? Because if you believe all of this, here we go, articles of impeachment. Goddamn, this fucking Nancy Pelosi, even with fresh hair and new dresses and all that shit, she's still 117 fucking years old. I died 7 years ago. Being robotically controlled. If this fucking impeachment is such a bunch of bullshit. If I hold this stick, I can say whatever I want, and no one else can hold the stick. I mean, that's basically what the fuck it is. You know what it is? Is that the for some reason they want you and I to see all of this on TV, on quote unquote TV, about impeachment. If you hear it so many times, then I guess it's going to become true. But if you actually paid attention to the 9 hours of the impeachment, what was going on yesterday, woo! I mean, I heard the term kangaroo court brought up more than once. And let me tell you something. Talk about a big fucking waste of our taxpayers' money. You hear me? I'm saying? This whole fucking thing. And, you know, who was it that brought this up the other day about voting? Like, it would be a whole different story if instead of being 20 or 30% of our country voting, 40%, not even that, probably 30% of our country voting, let's get that up into 70 or 80% voting. The more people that are involved in what's going the fuck on in politics, ladies and gentlemen, the more people that are involved, the less bias that there is and the less corruption that there will be, because the more of us that will be fucking involved in it. And people don't get it. My vote don't count. Oh, I'm not into politics. Well, we're all a bunch of dumb motherfuckers, you know? We're all a bunch of dumb motherfuckers with our heads in the sand. Just, we'll let the politicians figure that out. Well, that's what the fuck we've been doing for the past 100 years. And it's not working. It's not motherfucking working. Did it work in the very beginning whenever we first put everything into effect? Fucking history's written by the winners, motherfuckers. Which means that there's really only one good side to the story. We haven't completely fallen apart into fucking civil war and shit like that again. But I don't think our country's that far from it whenever you look at how everything is so fucking divided and one-sided. When, you know, my introduction to politics was that every man should do his duty, right? And do something in politics for a few years and then get the fuck out of it. Run for local office. Even if you're like me and you come from, if you're trailer trash, if you're a white trash motherfucker and people have not denied to let you know that your whole goddamn life, then maybe you become a peace officer. Or maybe you even, you go to work for the city and you're a trash man. What you're doing is you're doing your motherfucking civic duty. In order for your whole community to work as a whole, everyone has to fucking pull their weight. Now, what's the fun in that? Okay, well, what's the fun in getting something for nothing? What's the fun in getting something that you did not motherfucking earn and just being it given to you anyway? What does that teach you? And I know big fucking problem with politics is it's like watching paint dry, man. Nobody wants to be in that shit. But I think that there can be a change, that there can be an awakening of some people from my age, from in their 40s all the way down to, well, come on. Are you coming in? Well, come on. Punk. You can come in too for a minute. Okay, sorry, fellas. Have to let the puppies in. It's like this as well. Okay, politics are fucking boring. Politics are not fun. Politics take a high level of education. All of this can be changed. Politics do not take a high level of education. You know what I mean? I think it's some shit that's pretty simple to figure out, to be honest. Everyone doesn't have to be a lawyer. Okay. Everyone doesn't have to be a fucking lawyer in order to do the right thing, man. That's the fucking... What we've gotten to is that I could totally see someone like me come from a background to where you never really had anything monetarily wise. Go into politics and then become corrupt. And 100%, if I would have done that when I was in my 20s, I would have been a corrupt motherfucker and probably be in prison right now. Straight up. Because some people, that's another thing too, some people on this planet are taught, look, motherfucker, it's only illegal if you get caught. Straight up. You do whatever the fuck you want to do. You keep it on the D-low. You keep your shit right. You just don't get caught and you haven't committed any crime. Some of those are the good lawyers, right? I could understand totally 100% to where, now once that person grows up, let's say me, once I grow up and I understand how the world works and everything comes around full circle and all the things that I stole were stolen from me, and you realize that we're all part of the same exact thing. And I mean that with all of my heart. You, myself, your worst enemy, the car that you drive, the building that you're in, the people that you love, the people that you hate, the people that are here, the people that have passed away, they're all part of an intelligent substance, a thinking substance that permeates and penetrates the universe, and it flows through all of us and everything. It permeates and penetrates everything. Okay? So what that means is that we're all the same. We're all made out of the same thing. If you squeeze a balloon in the middle, it pooches out at the ends. There's no place else for the other air to go. That's just how it is, man. That's just how life is. And if my bank account has 7 more zeros on it than your bank account, guess what? As far as the universe is concerned, it has nothing to do with that. It has to, what's your contribution to society? Mentally, physically, emotionally, what have you done to help support your community around you and make it a better place? What have you done to help support your community around you and just help it to become a functional place? And sometimes it's disappointing whenever you find out that, in order, let's straight up, in order for you to help your community, you say, maybe I should run for mayor. And then you say, well, guess what? There's really not a whole hell of a lot you can do when there are cartels involved, when there's corruption out the motherfucking ass involved. And that's just from sniffing around the edges. You know what I mean? It's a damn shame. And it's a damn shame that we're really more interested in probably listening to this podcast or going and jerking off 7 times today than the impeachment that's going on, any kind of politics that's going on, any kind of infrastructure that's going to help your community at all, any kind of civil engineering that's going to help your community at all. Yeah, just sweep all that underneath the table, and we're going to worry about spending thousands and thousands of dollars on Christmas for everyone, which never, ever has made a fucking lick of sense to me. This fucking massive, fucking just dreadful motherfucking consumerism where, let's go out and fucking indebt ourselves for 3 or 4 months, 6 months, or a year. In some cases, people are in debt for a year. They're still paying for last Christmas, this Christmas. And you know what? It has absolutely nothing to do with us or whether or not you love your children. It has to do with corporate America needed some motherfucking cash flow at the end of the year, so they wanted to bump everything the fuck up to where all of their fucking shit's covered for the year. Not you. Why would we all go drain our fucking bank accounts the very last fucking month of the year? Why would we all go put ourselves in fucking debt? It doesn't make any sense. If it doesn't make any fucking sense, don't fucking do it. Fuck Christmas in the ass, if that's what it means. And if you think it's about Jesus' birthday, that's a bunch of horse shit as well. Before Christmas was Christmas, it was a fucking holiday for religions before Christianity. And if you don't believe me, go fucking look it up. It has nothing to do with Jesus Christ. That's a bunch of horse shit. Oh, but we're celebrating them as a Christian. Okay. You tell yourself that, okay? You've been fucking bamboozled. Yes, it hurt me a little bit to realize that our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, in a lot of motherfucking cases, is just a character, a pawn, and a way to get you to act and do the things the way that the man or whoever's been trying to run this shit for a few hundred years, for them to do for you to do what they want you to do. Well, let me give you a little bit of information, ladies and gentlemen. There's something that saves us from all of this. The bitter taste in our mouth about this fucking pardon me. About this fucking impeachment. About the news every day. What the fuck they talk about on the news? Death, destruction, fire, mayhem, kids dying, teacher sucking that dick, and all of this other bullshit. It's hitting your hot buttons to make you afraid. To make you afraid to be a part of this society that no one should fucking be afraid of. We've got a saving grace out of all of this, and it's not Jesus Christ. However, Jesus Christ may have been a real man that walked the face of the earth, but however, I don't think he wasn't magic. You know, God dang it, man. And, I mean, look, you're going to hell. I'm in hell. You know, we're in hell right now because this planet that we're all on, and I've heard it over and over and over, is like the second chance. It is hell. It's for you to prove yourself that you might be able to make it to something a little bit better, or make it to some sort of a paradise, or give you a chance to redeem yourself for being such a fucking asshole. I mean, that's just what I've heard. That this is like the prison planet. But again, we still have something to our advantage that if you could fucking shake out of it and realize that we definitely could all be in control, 100% control of the fate of our future. And though people are going to try to cloud it, and people are going to try to bend it, and people are going to try to use it against you, let me tell you something. You have, I have, and every other being on this planet has, and that's free will. Free will. You can't take it the fuck away. You can try to dim it down and dull it and shadow it and hide it and make us afraid of our own free will, motherfuckers. But guess what? We got it. And once you realize that, you become a little bit motherfucking dangerous. Once you start getting some information for the very first time that are these things that you might not want to fucking hear. You know what I mean? Yeah, like fucking Christmas is some made up bullshit. That Jesus was born more around my birthday, more around March than anywhere around December. It's like, why would they lie to us about that? Well, if it's for the good of the most, then we can lie. You know? It's a bunch of horse shit is what it is. I'm not saying the fairy tale is. I'm saying that the way that everything was put together in order to present you and I a case that we should believe certain things a certain way. It's all smoke and mirrors, and it's all a bunch of bullshit for you and I to try to become these fucking cattle that just do whatever the fucking authoritarian figure tells us to do, and we're not gonna fucking stand for it. Period. Yeah, I'm riled up because I just watched 9 hours yesterday that probably cost us a few $1 million worth of tax. And if you watch it, look, if I have the stick, I get to talk, okay? No one else can have the stick. What the fuck good does that do for anyone? What the fuck good does that do for anyone? How in the fuck am I supposed to write jokes? I'm working on my comedy routine. Told y'all I want to go hit some open mics and try to make motherfuckers laugh. There's nothing funny about this. It makes me sad to be a part of humanity sometimes. You know, before Pop passed away, I felt like I could do some things that would make a difference. That I could help a certain person with whatever, and that it might turn the tide of their whole life to go in a different direction in the better. And it's just getting tougher for me to get this spark of every once in a while I would just feel good inside. I will get like a spark of hope that all of us as human beings may come together someday. Some sort of a communal consciousness for the better of the whole world. And it's not a new world order or one world government or, you know, any of that bullshit. It'd be more of a grassroots type movement of everyone just really wanting to do the right fucking thing and to feel good inside for doing the right fucking thing. Have you ever done that before? Have you ever done that before? Do you know that it feels good also to steal something that's not yours? I mean, there's an excitement there in actually taking it, but there's also an excitement there in knowing that you paid absolutely $0 for something that cost $600 or cost $10,000 or cost $30,000. But do you know that the feeling that you get from working really hard and earning something and then just giving that to someone that is better deserved it than you, or someone that's earned it and been fucked, or someone that's been, you know, ran around in circles by the world that we live in, and you still see a little bit of good behind those eyelids when they open their eyes, when they look at you. You still see a little bit of good, and you're like, I just need to, if I could just help this person and get all of our stars to line up, then motherfucking we're gonna rock and roll, you know? And those moments are getting to be farther and farther apart instead of closer together. Those moments where you stop and you help someone on the side of the road. Oh, well, somebody will hit you upside your head or rob you nowadays. Not me, motherfucker. Carry 9mm and an AR. Motherfucker, when you're out in the field, where I work, 9,000 acres or some shit at a time. Yeah, we got wild animals, hunters, trespassers. We've got big cats. We've got wild fucking hogs. Yeah, you're going to be armed, Jack. I unloaded a full clip yesterday on a big ass snake. A big ass snake. And I thought when I first saw it that it was a copperhead. Now, after thinking about it and talking to my brother about it, he was on the phone. I was on the phone with him whenever I chop that bitch into like chop suey, bitches. I think it was a ground rattler because that motherfucker was huge, longer than any copperhead I'd ever seen. Well, I've seen recently anyway. And then, I mean, I had to get on here and just rant a little bit about the motherfucking news, quote unquote news, what they're pumping into your brain. Hey, look, man, there's a weather app on your phone, and although I don't believe in being on your phone all the time, but I'm always on my phone all the time. Check if you're into the news. Take a fucking week off, man. I don't even watch the news anymore. It's a new thing that I started doing here at my brother's house, watching in the morning, and it's some bullshit. It's something that I hadn't done in probably 10 years. Watch the news in the morning or in the afternoon. And not watching the news for 10 years, you think that, oh my God, you're not going to know when the world's going to end. Guess what? I'm better off. It's a bunch of horse shit they're pumping you over those fucking airwaves anyway. I mean, really, do you really think 300 independent sources all went out and wanted to do the same exact story about one little girl that did something fucking stupid? Nah, we don't have independent fucking journalists going out there and getting the scoop anymore. You've got a new the powers that be that control what stories come out, how they're told, what perspective they're told from, and right across the board from coast to coast. That's what we get. Spoon fed, spoon fed, spoon fed. They always have the same exact diction to their voice. Hey, ladies, today, 17 people are killed on the highway. Back to you, June. Yes, and also today, 4 helicopters crashed into your mom's pussy. Back to you. Now for the weather. Yeah, fuck that. It doesn't make any sense, man. It's a completely artificial environment. It just doesn't make any sense, man. A lot of the shit that they're trying to force feed us today don't make a lot of sense. You know, I think that you know, again, I'm just bitching. You know, I'm just bitching, but we can do a lot about it. I can make people laugh. I'm gonna write some jokes. What are you gonna do? I'm going to write some jokes. I'm going to go do some open mics. I'm going to go suck a bag of dicks on stage. You know what I mean? Just straight up. I know it's going to happen. But I can't wait. I can't wait. Because it'll give me something to talk to all of you little maniacs about, for one. You know? Thought I would really try to apply myself and try to learn how to play the sixth string. So picked up just a regular sixth string PV, whatever. I found it at the local pawn shop. Practice amp. I thought, I played the bass a little bit in the past. I played the bass quite a bit for a couple years. Bass guitar. And then I always, when I was a young man, I could not apply myself to anything other than females. And that's all I was worried about. So now, I figure, hey ladies, I still like the ladies. Don't get me wrong, baby. But, something happened with my brain after I hit 30 to where I started reading books. To where I started understanding, certain things in a different way. Complicated things to do with like mechanics, with engineering. But I also started to pick up a little bit of music. Also started to pick up just a little bit of music. And I don't know, I figured that I would try to, expand on that. I don't like to just get on here and rant about stuff, you know what I mean? I do. I don't like to get on here and just rant about stuff unless I have some sort of a solution for it, okay? So my solution for my rant today, the news is bullshit. You know what that means? Start your own Robcast, man. Start your own podcast, guys. I'm audio. I love audio. Started out on AM radio. I love audio. Not to say that I will not have the video version of the Robcast because I need it. I mean, we've got to have it. However, you start your own video version of your Robcast, of your podcast, and let people know your views and your opinions on what's going on. And that's the beauty too, man. I say everyone has a fucking podcast. Well, look, it's like a wave. It's already happened once. There's a wave. A lot of people are on the podcast wave. And the real surfers stay on that wave and ride that motherfucker out, right? And all the rest of them, they fall off and they clean up and they have studios full of shit for sale that I might pick up cheap here in a few weeks. You know what I mean? But the cream always rises to the top. I mean, I've been through probably 5 different waves of this podcasting movement, and Robcast is here. Robcast is going to be here no matter what. Robcast was always here. Robcast was always just waiting on some sort of a venue in order to bring what I had to say to you all. And we're blessed enough that that podcasting came out whenever it did, and we did the Robcast. But if you've been around, if you know me, you know that before the Robcast, there was the Rob C. Zombie Show. And before the Rob C. Zombie Show, there was the Car and Zombie Show. And before the Car and Zombie Show, there was the Thunder Road Show. And the Thunder Road Show is still rocking and rolling. Shout out, mad respect to your boy Blue, Jeff Blue. And my boy DJ Doug Johnson. Rocking and rolling, still rocking and rolling, the motherfucking Thunder Road Show. But we all have free will. You do not have to do what your will is bending another way and telling you not to do. Don't fucking do it. If something feels fake about what's going on, if you don't feel right about what's going on online and in your phone and this whole imaginary fucking matrix that we all fucking dip our toe into, if not live in half the time, then turn that shit off, man. If something doesn't feel right, it ain't right. If it's starting to fuck with your brain the wrong way, don't fuck with it, man. Unplug. Go camping. Go catch you a fish. Go get you a strange piece of ass. You know what I mean? Do something other than fucking let this goddamn phone and these goddamn news people and the motherfucking impeach Trump bullshit all program you into being a motherfucking sheep. Into being a cow that just like, moo, go ahead and brand me, moo. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. We're not gonna motherfucking stand for it. We're not gonna motherfucking stand for it. It's bullshit. I've had enough, man. I've had enough of motherfuckers calling people out over some biased bullshit. I've had enough of this fucking goddamn whitewashed, fucking across the board wannabe mind control bullshit that they're trying to fucking show us on TV. You know? I'm sitting here talking to y'all right now because I leave in my fucking company truck and I got goddamn water coming in the motherfucker like a goddamn tidal wave because my truck is flex taped. So that's another one. Flex tape, guess what, motherfucker? You don't work. You worked for a fucking week. You worked for a fucking week. They don't tell you that on the commercial, right? That it only works for 1 week and then to get it off, you gotta fucking grind it off. Because it's this big, massive, messy, gooey fucking shit. Now, there's no easy fix. There's no perfect fucking easy anything. It's all got to be a little bit difficult or it's not fucking worth it. But if you want to make the world a better place, start your own podcast. If you want to make the world a better place, let motherfuckers know how you feel. If you want the world to be a better place, don't just be a fucking yes man. You hear me I'm saying? I mean, what do you do when your boss says if you're smart, you'd be out, anyone who's working here, if they're smart, they'd be out looking for another job? Is that some psychological shit that this motherfucker's telling me? Or is that some shit that he really means from the bottom of his heart and I'm an idiot for working for the fucking company that I work for? Shit like that? People don't just say shit like that to me and expect it to go under the rug. That's a month ago, man, and I've been thinking about this shit solid for a fucking month. Am I a goddamn moron? Let us pay you $5 less than any place else that's ever paid you fucking ever, and I'll go ahead and work there. Because it's not about the money, it's about supporting someone that I believe has a good chance in the company and that needed some backup. And then I go to work there and that person never gets my help. I'll never get to work with them. So, I don't know. It's kind of a fucked up deal all the way around. Not really my job. I don't mind my job. It's cool and it's new. So, I guess everyone's going to run into their little fucking flamooies with their work. But the main thing with me is that I've got to be right in the head psychologically. I've got to do the right thing, and I've got to represent the right people. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? If you might have some friends out there that need you to reach out to them every once in a while. Let you know, hey man, if you need any backup, I'm here for you. And some of these may be some of the most affluent people that you know. You know, money also, okay. There's something that I've also got, being a fucking trailer trash motherfucker that I am, that the richest person on the planet does not have. You know what I mean? And that's my brain and the way that I think about things. That's my fucking disposition on life in general. And I'm not saying it's good, it's better or worse. I think that I am equally as equipped to challenge this fucking world mentally as any billionaire. You know what I mean? a lot of people give the excuse, oh, if you had any problem, you just throw money at it. I can see both fucking sides of that coin too, you know? Because it doesn't matter how much money you have. Certain things are not going to be affected by that one way or another. So I think that's kind of an argument that falls onto a deaf ear. I think it's also an excuse and a crutch that people use. But what I would like to see is us not paying as close of a fucking attention to, we're all being pushed to have a one world government. That's a fact, okay? We're all being pushed to go buy shit that we can't afford, We're all being pushed to say words or not say words that we feel like saying. You know what I mean? So now we've got to where we're censoring our society. We've gotten to where there's no such thing as freedom of speech. You know what I mean? I can't say, hey man, you stepped on my shoe, faggot. Why is it why is it, and I guess, that's kind of be a stupid answer. The same reason why we don't use the term colored anymore. You know what I mean? That it's become an offensive term. But nigga, come on. If my friends from the time I was, I don't know, 17, 18, 19, and I'll admit I haven't said the word a whole hell of a lot, but it isn't in my dictionary. But if my friend calls me nigga, and then I call my friend nigga, what the fuck is wrong with that, man? We don't mean anything by it. As a matter of fact, that's a term of endearment. And a lot of times it's not even the words that are coming out of our mouth that make that relay the real meaning of what we mean, because I make words up. And they can have as fucking bad of a meaning as anything on earth. Or they could have a good meaning. It's what you make of it. You know what I mean? It's what you make of it. And we can't live with this fucking gray area anymore. The whole thing with bullying and not punching a fucking bully in his eye. Whenever I was a kid, it was this. If some kids fuck with you, you walk up to the biggest one of that bunch, the largest kid of that bunch, you knock them the fuck out. Or you at least punch them in the face. And then they'll leave you the fuck alone. That always worked. Now we got anti-bullying cameras, and I understand that the bullying has changed from the children actually doing physical harm to one another to it could be a derogatory statement that someone made about you on social media. And for that, bullying does require a different type of address system. However, the walk up and knock the motherfucker upside his head, I guarantee that shit still works. I guarantee it. Not that I constitute that, but god damn it. Every once in a while, that is the right thing to do. I'm not saying every time or all the time. There are democratic ways that we can fucking, take care of certain things, but a slap upside the fucking head should not be out of the goddamn question, man. And I think that's part of fucking what's wrong with the pussy society today, is that my generation, the generations before me, there's a slight chance that if you talk shit about someone, or if you slept with their girlfriend, or if you did anything whatever, that you're going to have a physical confrontation with that person. So if you weren't ready for it, don't fucking shoot your mouth off. Don't lay the groundwork for that to happen. I'm not saying that's always the way to go. I'm just saying it's something you had to be prepared for. And they would call that your motherfucking mouth writing a check that your ass can't cash. You know what I mean? Death, destruction, mayhem. Fuck all that, man. Fuck that. And so I'm going to start doing... I think we should start Robcasting every Monday. Maybe we'll do it Monday and Wednesday. I'm not sure. Flip's not here today, so I don't have anyone in the fucking... I don't have a man in the box flipping switches today. So, but again, what I was going to say is that if I don't have someone in the box flipping switches today, if Flip's not here, then hey, this may not even go up. But it's been a long time since we've really had a fuck up like that, and a show actually not be able to be posted or whatever. So we will always bring you what we've got. When we've got it, we're live, we're uncut, we're unrated, and I just want to say I appreciate every single one of you little maniacs for tuning in, listening to my rant today. You know what? Fuck them in the neck, because we all have free will, and you're to do with it what that feeling inside of you says to do. Do that shit. If you do that, and if you're not just a fucking lazy bastard, you know what I mean? If you perform every single task in front of you, no matter how small, no matter how big, to the best of your ability, that right there, my friend, will add up to success. The fucking past, man, we can't live in the past. That's the one beautiful, beautiful thing about the past, is that it is motherfucking behind us. It's history that's written in a book that's done. And we can make a list of fucking, we can save the world tomorrow, motherfucker. You can make a list of everything you're going to do tomorrow. But guess what? We might not wake up tomorrow. Right? So when do we do what we need to do? Right fucking now. That's the only time, is now. The past is behind us. The future's not here yet. And if it doesn't get here, you're fucked. So right now, with your two hands, is the only time on this planet that you can do something great. And do something to make your heart feel right, or to help someone, or to make the world a better place, or to even just fulfill that encouragement that's inside of you, wanting to learn how to play the guitar, to learn how to become a politician, to learn how to, build a house, whatever it is. You have to, undoubtedly, you have got to feed that little voice inside of you that's asking you, that's hungry, that little voice inside of you that's hungry for that thing, whatever it is. You gotta feed it, man. You gotta feed it. If you want to learn how to sing, you want to learn how to play the bass, if you want to learn how, like I said, politics, to build a house, you may not ever learn it. You know what I mean? But if you set aside 3 or 4 or 5 minutes a day to try to learn how to play the bass, or try to learn how to become a politician, or to try to learn how to yodel. I don't know what the fuck you want to do, okay? But the point is it's either going to turn in from 2 or 3 minutes a day to 5 minutes a day to look at this motherfucking badass bass player playing for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. His name is Flea. Yeah! Yeah! Woohoo! But if you do, and you don't become Flea, the bass player from hell, then you only wasted a couple of minutes a day. You feel me? I want to learn how to play the six string, so I just, like, I don't want to overdo it. 5 minutes a day, they said 5 or 10 minutes a day, until you start getting a little bit better. But at least 5 minutes a day. And I could see where you could get a little bit burned out and try to practice an hour a day or something like that. But the point is that if you start out low with 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes of something that you think you may want to learn, then that will turn into you just looking up at the clock and it's an hour later and you're still doing it. And you're like, oh shit, hey, I must be getting the hang of this, right? We got to fill our place in society, man. You know, some people are just treading water. Some people are swimming ahead. And some people are a fucking lead weight that we all have to fucking swim and carry with us. And that's not acceptable. Just fill your place in society, man. Do the right thing. And become a functioning member of your community. And if you're already all of these things, then I'll give you a high five upside your head with my cock. I'm proud of you, in other words. I'm proud of you, in other words. I don't know. I'm sitting here letting the fucking rain let up a little bit so that I can go feed some pigs and go check on some oil wells. I don't know what I'm gonna fucking end up doing today. I know I'm gotta go feed some pigs. I know I'll go fuck with a couple oil wells today. Oh yeah, leave it up to me for being in Texas for 40 years and getting into the oil and gas business like at the last fucking 8 seconds. You know what I mean? The last 8 seconds of the oil boom, I'm gonna get mine. Fuck, man. Fuck. And it's a trip too, dude, because it's a trip to see some of the families' names that I grew up listening to. Like, we went to I've got an oil well that's the same last name as a girl that I used to date. And I'm like, damn. I didn't realize that I don't know. If you have an original oil name that's your family's name, then that's probably a pretty good chance that you don't have to worry about shit for the rest of your life in Texas, guys. Straight up. Straight up. Okay. Lucas is one of them. Think about it for a minute. You know anybody with the last name Lucas? Are they hurting? I mean, I'm not saying it's not a good or a bad thing. It's a fact. In Texas, I mean, we have millionaires, billionaires. Dude, I've met multi-millionaire. I met a multi-millionaire. I met a dude that's worth $100 million. He was driving a big rig. He's the coolest motherfucker you'd ever meet in your life. I got to hang out with him for 5 or 10 minutes. And looking the largest distributor of glass in the United States, Jack. You know what I mean? People like that. Like, do you have a 500,000? Is that what it is? A 500,000 foot fucking glass kiln? Some shit, dude. I don't know. Anyway, the point is, the point is that you never know. That is what's kind of cool about the job, is that you never really know who you're going to meet. And really, normally, it's not meeting anyone. It's just meeting whatever wildlife is out there and taking care of whatever mechanical fixes that you may need to fix, or check out whatever you need to check out. So yeah, I had a Robcast written out, like with with like shit to hit on and things to talk about and all that. And it's just it's fucked. It's fallen by the wayside because I just hit record. I just hit record and said, fuck it, man. We got to talk. I don't know, man. I'm tired of being disappointed by humanity. I am ready for someone to impress me or for me to feel good and say, you know what? I want to be more like that. You know what? That's a good idea. That contributes positively to humankind. And I can tell you that one of the only things that really, for me, that really will fulfill that is to go get on that goddamn mic and to start doing a little bit of stand up and start making these motherfuckers laugh. Some of us were programmed from the very beginning, from birth, to want to entertain. And if you went to grade school or junior high or high school with me, then you know that I'm programmed to entertain. That any time that the opportunity comes up for me to take over the control of the class, I'm gonna fucking do it. So, I feel so absolutely blessed, that I look at some of these, like I was looking at, I've always been, never really liked Bert Kreischer. I don't know if you know who that is or not. Bert the Conqueror, The Machine, Bert Kreischer. And I didn't really understand why I didn't like Bert, right? Let me tell you why I didn't like Bert. I didn't like Bert because he did some stuff that I wanted to do. And he did a lot of things that I never did. I never even tried to do, right? And that's a tough pill to swallow as a man. But after seeing what's gone on in his life, and after seeing what he's gone through and what I've gone through in our lives, I have sympathy for Bert. I think he's funny. He's definitely funny. And it makes me feel like an asshole for ever being jealous or whatever of him. You know what I mean? And the reason that I say this is that, okay, Bert is about my age. He's maybe a year older or a year younger than me, okay? Bert, maybe he's from LA, so it's a little bit different for him. He started out there, but for me, I really seriously thought about it. And as a matter of, my drama teacher told me straight up, just move to LA. Right out of high school, she said, "You're not gone yet." She said, "You move to Los Angeles." Now, I often look back and say to myself, because I didn't know the meat grinder that fucking Hollywood is. I didn't know. I thought that you go there, and if you're a good boy, and if you have some talent, then you'll make it onto a TV show, or make it in your own band, or whatever. But what I did not know is that a few years later, I had a coworker that was an actor, and he told me, you gotta suck dick to get any parts in Hollywood. And he was getting parts in Hollywood, and I thought, God damn, this dude's married with kids, telling me that he's having to suck dick to get parts. So I don't want any part of it. You know what I mean? Straight up. So that had me thinking that if I did go to Hollywood when I was 18, 19, 17, 20, that I would have had to chuck on some cock. Had to. Now, we all know that that's not true, okay? We all know that people are going to test you, but no one has to do anything they don't want to do. You know what I mean? Another thing about Bert, that I find out that I feel good, that like, hey, it doesn't make me feel so bad, is the fact that, yes, he got a contract. Bert got a contract way early on. He signed, and he got all this money, but he never really did anything. You know what I mean? He never really had a career as far as being. He's not someone that you have all probably even heard of, Bert Kreischer. But he had the chance. He had the opportunity. We met Will Smith and yada, yada, yada. I mean, the dude, okay, now, what that ended up doing is making Bert a really funny comedian because that's where he falls back to. And now I realize that also that no matter how bad you want something, whenever you go to get it and somebody else is offering you different terms of that, it might not be what you wanted after all. You hear me I'm saying? Like, fuck. Bert's really funny. He can get over the having to take his shirt off bullshit. He'll get through that. We're told, I mean, the fact that he tells the story the way that he tells the story and it's made him probably a couple million tells me that any of you that know that I've told you a story know that I should be out there telling stories straight up. But it takes a lot to admit, you know what I mean, that, hey, oh, I don't like that guy. A lot of men are like, oh, I don't like that guy. You don't like him because you're fucking jealous. Because he's doing some shit that you did not have the wherewithal to do. Even if it's sucking a mean dick, which I never think I'll ever have the wherewithal to do that, okay? But, and I'm just fucking with Bert too, because I have to. Um, but he came around full circle to comedy. For me, that's something that I probably have always been interested in. Something that I've always thought that. But I'm sorry. The point is that my drama teacher says go to Hollywood. Man, I'm not so sure that the fact that from the time I was probably about 19 to about, I don't know, in somewhere in my 20s, I was heavily addicted to Vicodin, which is an opiate, guys. Okay. Um, so I don't know if I would have gone to Hollywood, would that have turned into cocaine and whatever else. So, I mean, would it have been cocaine instead of the Vicodin and Soma addiction? Would it have been a cocaine addiction? Would it have been some other wild heroin? I guess heroin would be next. And it was going way around. And then, I mean, look, Mitch Hedberg, fucking Jim Belushi, fucking Tommy Boy, goddamn Chris Farley. But that is the good thing. The good thing is that, I mean, I give Bird a lot more credit too because he made it through, man. He did not get that deal, that major deal, just get paid for it and then not get to make the movie or however that works, and then just say fuck it, I'm done, because I think that does happen to a lot of people. A lot of people have to have the wherewithal for people to just keep telling them no, 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 no until finally you hear yes. So yeah, I mean, everything happens for a reason. I was adding up the $500,000 a month I was gonna make after my show went into syndication, and then the show never got made. You know what I mean? 2005, baby, whenever reality shows were getting big. Yeah, yeah, I was signed up. I was signed up to be. I was signed up to be on a reality show, the star of the fucking show. Well, one of the. Well, we were gonna have A-type personalities that come in every week and participate, not participate, but actually be part of our program. Well, I guess that would be participate. However, I was gonna be the star of the show, and the way that happened is, I guess, these two gentlemen came around that were looking to make, and I'll just go through this real quick. Because I'm not bragging about it because it didn't fucking happen. You know what I mean? It filled up a part of my life for a year. I worked on this for a year. But yeah, these gentlemen came around. It was kind of strange. I was working at this motorcycle dealership, and they would come up to me and ask me these weird questions. That's the best way I can describe it: a father and son. And I was always help them and be kind of, like talk shit to them and invite them to come back and tell them whenever we were having, different shit going on at the motorcycle place. And they did this for probably about, I don't know, 2 or 3 months. And then they came up to me one day and they were like, we wanted to know if we could meet with you outside of your work. I was like, they told me that they were building a chopper that they wanted me to look at and to help be involved in. That's how that started. Well, what it ended up is it was going to be that what they were building was a prototype that was going to be called the GZ. The GZ will go 65 miles an hour. The GZ will go 65 miles an hour. It would get 65 miles per gallon. The GZ was a really badass looking chopper type motorcycle that you could have customized to however you wanted. But this was the whole deal with the show was that it was a motorcycle manufacturer that was also a college, and the college would teach these A personalities how to build their own motorcycle. And their graduation was when they actually get to roll their motorcycle over the stage and keep it after it was done being built. And after that, then maybe they could become a part of the motorcycle factory that was producing the motorcycles. And that's just, a real basic. So yeah, that never came to light, but boy, it sure looked like it, man. Boy, we were meeting with them bankers and BET and looking at the script for the first 20 shows. You know what I mean? I was like, we wanted to start out of the gate with enough programming to go into syndication. You know what I mean? Like, woo! But let me ask you a question. Would I have turned that into something great? Or would I have used that? And, I don't know. It didn't happen, so I can't tell. But I can tell you that these motherfuckers didn't come hunt me down, you know what I mean? And put me on that. Because, hey, they didn't ask me. I didn't have any money. You know what I mean? To speak of. They didn't come to me to help finance it or anything. They came to me to star in the shit. You feel me? Well, and because I'm a motorcycle building motherfucker. You know what I mean? They could see that you got to have the technical skills too. But that was very interesting. And the point that I was making with all that is to be able to go through something like that and to keep going. You know what I mean? Instead of go through something like that and then say, man, fuck it, I'm out of here. That was just a year of my life that I went through that absolutely yielded me nothing at all. Well, I look at it differently. It yielded me. I met some interesting people. I did meet some people on the, as far as some of the different studios and shit like that. So it wasn't a total loss, and it's not like I quit my job to do that. I kept my job and just did whatever I could do with the Motorcycle Mechanics Institute. You know what I mean? Like, when I could, in my spare time. And as far as, I don't know, as far as doing what we need to do in order to fill our place in society and doing what we need to do to not be living in a motherfucking matrix. You know what I mean? You're just going from A to B every day, doing the same program bullshit that you did yesterday. Every once in a while, we got to break out of that fucking mold. We got to go out, man, go out to the gun range and shoot some targets. Go hunting on the weekend. You know what I mean? Go catch you a fish. You're like, why you got to do all this killing? You then go fucking for a weekend with your mistress somewhere. You know what I mean? Fucking take your wife and treat her like she's someone that you actually would want to fucking be with for a weekend instead of fucking arguing with and looking down on and cross with all the fucking time. You know what I mean? I don't have a wife, but I do know that whenever I've been with certain people that it just became bitter after a while. So what's the fuck's the point? And then you get to a certain age and you're like, you know, what is the point? Well, the point is that there's all of the negativity in the world. There are all of these people that are trying to impose their will upon you, and they try to get you to alter your will. You know what I mean? Oh, just cow down, and it'll all be all right. Fuck that. There are all of these people that are trying to feed us false information, and it just seems like a big sea of bullshit to get through all of it. But I'll be a motherfucker if there are a few of us that see right through the bullshit, and it is so loud that it's like fucking fingernails on a motherfucking chalkboard saying, stop. Just fucking stop. Everybody just fucking stop. Shake hands with your neighbor. Give someone a motherfucking hug. You know what I mean? Go get some strange pussy if that's what you need, okay? Fucking go have that affair with the dude that you work with because your husband's a fucking dick lick. Go fuck that fucking young chick that you know that you're never going to have the chance to again. What I'm saying is do something different. Or take your wife out and fuck her like she was that mistress. Or take your husband out and remember back when you all used to really, 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 really enjoy the presence of the other one. And if you still got it rocking and rolling and you got that special motherfucking connection, then I'm proud of you. But if you don't, it's okay to make a fucking change. Okay? It's okay. You don't have to be with that person. I did it. You know what I mean? I was with the same chick for 9 years, and one day I was like, I just can't do it anymore, man. I can't cow anymore. I can't not talk to my family and tell my family that I love them, or go to the damn different fucking family gatherings or anything like that because it's banned. What the fuck? Or just certain things were fucking, I don't know. You know how it is. To live with someone because you tolerate them and you think that you can't live without them, instead of living with someone because you absolutely wouldn't want to be with anyone else on this planet. Other than codependent motherfuckers that get with the person that they need to lean on. They lean on each other. And if that other person ever is out of the way, they just gonna fucking fall down. Nobody wants to be part of that shit because it's out of balance. Your whole fucking world is out of balance when it's like that. You believe these motherfuckers on the news telling us all the bullshit that 300 news stations across the board are all reporting to us the same 7 fucking stories? Doesn't it make you think that there's a reason why they want us to view the world that way? If they really had any fucking any kind of evidence on impeaching the president of the United States right now, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed at the way that this fucking thing is going down. And I'm embarrassed at you for only listening to the fucking looking at the highlights on the news instead of going and investigating this shit yourself and seeing what you really fucking think about it. You can't just go by what you see on Facebook, fucking Snapchat, motherfucking Twitter. Oh my God, Twitter. Oh my God, the local news. Oh my God, the CNN. Go out into the fucking real world and live and breathe some of this shit for yourself and see what the fuck you think about it. You feel me? Because it pisses me off. It pisses me off, and that's why people like myself have got a Robcast, so that we can rant, and we didn't have to go pay a therapist $275 a fucking hour today. We just get all of you little maniacs to catch our back. And for that, man, I love you guys. I really appreciate all you little maniacs for tuning in. I should already be at work, so, there we go, right there. Fucking knock on wood. Fucking chug on that company cock, motherfucker. So I'm not just talking about it, I'm going to do it. But also, I'm going to bring you what we've got when we've got it. And we're not going to make excuses. We're always going to make something happen. So if you've got your parents around, tell them that you love them. Tell them that you appreciate them. Bring in your monkey ass into this world. And if you don't, they're looking down on you right now. And your parents are motherfucking proud of you. I'm telling you. Perform every task to the best of your ability, no matter how small, no matter how big. That will ultimately add up to success. And ladies and gentlemen, last but definitely not least, hey man, that's that calling that if you walk by a piano and your fingers tingle, that calling that you have inside of you to do something, that special talent that you have that's better than anyone else on this planet, I always encourage my listeners to expand on that, man. Use it before you fucking lose it. That's something that you have that no one else on this world has. Whether it's fucking playing the guitar, the ukulele, or your dick's 3 feet long. You know what I mean? Whatever your special talent is, use it. Develop it. If you don't know what it is and you can just feel it, then fucking go with it and figure that shit out. 2 or 3 minutes a day to play the guitar. 2 or 3 minutes a day kicking that soccer ball into the goal. 2 or 3 minutes a day of hitting those books. And the one last thing I'll leave you with is that, hey man, mind, body, and spirit. You feel me? It's got to be equally divided. You know what I mean? You could look at the big brain on Brad. He stays in the books all the time, always on the internet. He knows everything. His mind is strong. His body is weak. And his spirit is fucked. Right? You catch a motherfucker that's tuned to 33% mind, 33% body. Boom! 33% spirit. Boom! You can't fuck with them. Period. But if you catch it outside that 33%, you're going to have a weak mind, you're going to have a weak body, or you're going to have a weak spirit. What are you talking about, Rob? What do you mean? I mean that you can give yourself away to fucking digging wells, right? Look at, what's his name? Fight for the Forgotten. Joe Rogan's guy, Fight for the Forgotten. Hey, man, you can lose yourself by being too charitable. If you ask me, man, you're going over there, yes, you're taking a risk. But if you've got unknown diseases and parasites living inside your body and you've got diminishing health because you're trying to dig a few pygmies some wells, which don't get me wrong, I think it's awesome. But I also think that to lose yourself into trying to give someone else a better life means that you have diminishing returns for yourself. It's going to end up killing you. That doesn't do good for anyone. What would do good for everyone is if you were a little bit healthier by doing what you're doing, right? And that the bond, and that you get stronger and you're able to do more and more of digging the wells or doing what's good. But if you're doing it and it's killing you, then that's diminishing returns. It's not helping anyone, right? So that part of that trio there is the dude, his spirit's awesome because he's living for other people, right? But mine's a little bit not right because it's fucking your body up. Definitely fucking your body up. So to keep a healthy mind, a healthy fucking spirit, and a healthy body, yeah, you may need to become a mastermind to do that. But it's a goal that I would ultimately encourage you to lean towards. Mind, body, and spirit. You can be a big fucking muscle head on the block, baby. I got muscles. I can pick you the fuck up. I can pop you like a grape. But you got no fucking spirit, man. What are you doing it for? Is it just for you? Are you doing something for all of mankind around you? And that goes for the spirit too. Again, you can become this fucking holy roller that's doing everything spiritually, but your mind and your body are weak. Come on, guys. Mind, body, and spirit. That's what I'm going to leave you all with. I want to say thank you very much for tuning in. All of you little maniacs. I'll start doing the Robcast on Mondays. Ultimately, our goal will be to go live, and we can do that anytime. But I just want to thank you for tuning in. That's about all the time I've got. I could probably go on for another fucking hour, the way that things look right now. But rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all you little maniacs across the world. Maybe I should grab my notes. Fuck the notes. I'll do all that on the next show. How's that? Fuck it. Cry 2 tears in a bucket. Fuck it. We're going to call it a day. All y'all have a badass evening. And an even better tomorrow. I'm Zombie. And guess what? I'm out of here, bitches. Peace. And you can follow us. We're at Robcast Radio everywhere. We're Radio Robcast at Gmail. Other than that, y'all have a badass evening. Better tomorrow. I'm Zombie. Peace.